Welcome back to another YouTube video. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Today's topic about people with disability is about apartments and how we able to live on our own and what it takes. Well, we have lots of resources. We have lots of different like the ARC and stuff and other places that will help you get your own place. I kind of will talk about me getting my own place, but it wasn't through a program. It was through a very special person in my heart. And I think different states do different things, but I think you get funded through the state, like Maryland, to get these apartments or get these houses for people with disabilities to help them live out on their own. Because sometimes you don't always have, your parents or your guardian or whoever you live with. And it's not that easy to get a place because there is a waiting list, whatever program you're in, with people with disabilities on your own. I've heard one time that, oh, somebody's not going to get their own place or this and that or whatever, how they going to get it on their own and how they going to do this. There's always resources. There's always people to help you. They'll stop by. If you could do things on your own, they will stop by and kind of help you a little bit. If you need help, they'll ask you questions. They'll do stuff with you and for you. And I was telling this person that there's somebody that's going to help them out. And they will always be like, "Oh, we're a phone call away if you need anything. If you need us to run into the stores, whatever, we're gonna do a check in on you guys to see how you guys are doing." I don't know how long they really keep the place, whatever it's an apartment or a house. With me, it was an apartment through my mom, helped me out for a little bit. It was great. It was wonderful. Would I want another apartment? Yeah, no, maybe. And the other thing is when you talk to a normal person, they be like, well, or just anybody in general, they'd be like, oh, well, you still live at home with your parents or whoever. It don't matter. If your parents don't kick you out for any reason, or if they do, hey, you did something wrong. But if they didn't kick you out and they let you live there for how many years they allow you to live there, then hey, my situation is a little different. I could have done a little bit better, but it's okay. We all go through things in life. Um, I don't care about the negativity of what people say. Oh, you still live at home with your parents. You don't know the situation or the next person's situation sitting next to you or behind you. Everybody's situation is a little different. Being a person with a disability, intellectual disability in life. My family accepts me for who I am. They know that I live at home with my mom or whatnot. People just, don't care. It goes out one ear and not the other ear. I don't really care about all the negativity, Um, there's all types of, things out there that can really help you out. It gives people with disabilities opportunity to be do things on their own, to be happy. You see the smile on their face and they're happy, or they're sad sometimes because they live at home with their parents, guardian, whoever was taking care of them from the beginning. you know to me, I would want them to be happy in life, to be like, yes, they can move out on their own, they can do this, but with a little bit of help or learning other things. you know well, how do they get money? How can they do this? Well, the state funds it. I don't know what every state does, but some states fund it a little bit. I don't know how much do we have to put up for it, But I know some states fund it to get an apartment, to get a house, for, like I know in the state of Maryland, it's you get in a house, it's maybe 3 guys. You get an apartment, maybe 2 guys. If you get a house, maybe 3 females, or an apartment, maybe 2 females. It all depends in life. They separate men and women or whatnot. But, I'm just glad and able that I'm able to, have a roof over my head for me and my child at the end of the day. Because most people with disabilities don't get that opportunity to really do that, to really have that experience and that blessing to have their own place, to be like, oh, wow, this is my own place. I can invite my friends, or I got to go talk to one of my, whatever they call it, to see if I can go out with my friends or do this and do that. If I live out on my own, yes, I can go hang out. I don't have to really tell nobody anything, I don't have a curfew. I don't have this. We can kick it. We can do this. But most people have to be back by a certain time or whatnot. But having a place on your own, it's not easy. People think having a disability, intellectual disability, is easy. It's not easy. You can do something wrong and they be like, nope, you're gone. Or you can do that and be like, nope, we're not helping you no more. Or nope, you just lost your place. Like an apartment or whatnot. To me, I'm blessed to have the opportunity to have my own place and to be grateful. It was wonderful. It was nice. My other friend says, I wish I can move out and be out on my own. One day you will, and you will love it and enjoy it in life, But I guess most parents, guardians don't want their kids or an adult kids to ever move out. Once they get to an adult, you got to let them, have their wings and fly. Sometimes you might not like it, but they got to have their wings because you're not going to always be there for them all the time. You could teach them now at a young age to they're an adult, but that's it. I've had somebody tell me that for years, but in my head, I already knew it. Somebody sitting next to you, in front of you, back of you, ain't always going to be there for you. You got to let them fly their wings and go out there and have that opportunity if they're able to, because not everybody's able to, have their own place, having a disability at all. It's not easy for that person that's in a wheelchair all the time to have their own place. It depends on how serious their disability is in life, but I'm just able to do the things that I do, and we'll get to that in the next video or the next video after that. But this topic was about people intellectual disability and people getting their own apartment. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and please get me to 1,000 subscribers, and I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys like this video and like my rest of my videos, and we signing out.